Hey guys, this is Josh here at RV Land. I'm a service technician. Uh, I'm here to show you how this RV works. Thank you for renting from American Dream Vacations here in Kyle, Texas. Located right behind the driver door, you're going to have the water heater. You're going to have switches inside to select gas or electric, whichever one you prefer. You're going to need to wait 30 to 45 minutes for hot water. If you do find yourself camping for a while, you're going to need to stop potentially at a propane fill station. Just remember, it's right here behind the driver door. Go ahead, and this is something you're going to want to plan for. So get to the fill station. Everybody has to exit the vehicle, and the propane has to be turned off before they can actually start filling this for you. This is going to be your generator. In the event that you're trying to use your generator and the inside switch will not work, you do have an outside switch here. You're going to hold down the stop prime button for 10 seconds, and then you're going to press start and hold it down until it starts up. 30 amp service plug for the RV is located right here. So if you're at a campground, you're going to put it in here. It's a twist and lock, and you're going to spin that ring on to make sure that it does not come loose, especially if it's windy outside. This is going to be your black tank flush. Anytime you're using the black tank flush, you're going to have to make sure that your black tank valve is in the open position, and I'll show you all that a little bit later. This right here is your city water connection. City water connection, make sure that you're using a water pressure regulator, which is provided. Just hook your water hose up, and that's it. Start camping. Right here, you're going to have your fresh tank fill or gravity fill, whatever you want prefer to call it. Stick your water hose in there and turn it on. When the water squirts back out at you, you know it's completely full. You have a water pump on board with the flip of a switch. What it'll actually do is prime up your water system, and basically it would be just like you were hooked up to a water hose at a campground. This is a gasoline only RV. You're going to have notice that the fill port for the fuel tank is going to be right behind the driver rear axle. Just remember, gasoline only, no diesel. And last but not least, on this side, you're going to have your gray tank handle right here. And your black tank handle is going to be tucked all the way up under here. When using the black or gray tank, make sure that we remember that we don't open both of them at the same time. And the number one most important thing is that if you are using the black tank flush, the black tank valve has to be in the open position, because you can have some nasty failures if it's not. Furnace outlet is right here. If you are using the propane furnace to stay warm in the wintertime while camping, you do need to make sure that you or your children or nobody really at all touches this, because you could potentially burn yourself. Outside 110 volt plugs, so when the generator's running or when you're hooked up to shore power, these will operate, and you can plug up anything you would inside right here. So you hook your ladder up right here, and you can climb up here. This is rated at 250 pounds. And then if you needed easier access into the cabin, you just flip this up out of the way. Television right here has a lock. You just loosen this up to move it around, and then once you get it out to where you want it, you tighten it back up. This does fold down into a bed, so there's a lever down here. You're just going to rotate this over to the left like so, and then push down on the table, and it will collapse. When the table collapses, you'll take these two rear cushions, put them over the middle of the table, and that turns it into a bed for you. Operating the rear bed slide, when running it in, you have to fold your mattress over, and then once you get the slide out, you're just going to fold this down right here like so. The slide controls are right here. Just extend and retract. In order to operate this, the engine has to be running and the parking brake has to be set. In order to operate the furnace, you're just going to flick this over a little bit and then turn it up. Once you get warm enough, you just leave it where it is if you're warm. If you want to get it warmer, over to the right more, which is where it says warmer or cooler, turn it back this way, or click it all the way over to the left to turn it off. This is a gas electric fridge. So up top where it says auto, that means that it's going to favor electric. If you unplug this RV or turn the generator off, it's going to switch over to gas. If you're hearing a bunch of beeping and it says check right here, your propane's not on. So, or you're out of propane. So go turn the propane on, light one of the burners on the stove on low, let it run until the water here, until the refrigerator lights. Okay, and then it won't tell you that it won't be beeping at you anymore. Coming over here is the microwave. If you have the generator running or you're hooked up to shore power and just stuff isn't working for you, look right here and make sure that you see the 2 green dots right here waiting for you to set the clock on the microwave, because that means you have shore power. If you don't see that, chances are you're not getting power to the RV. Right here, you're going to have your stovetop. If the propane was on, all you do is turn it over to the little flame, which is the ignite right there, and then you give her a few little clicks and she'll light up for you. On the knob, you're going to find the flame and you're going to hold this down. After holding this down, you're going to get down even further and you're going to see at the very bottom of the burn chamber that there's going to be a little area to ignite. And then once you see that little flame start, hold this down for about 5 seconds and then you're going to release it. As long as the flame stays lit, you're going to turn it over so you can start your oven. Water pump. So your onboard water tank, you flip that on and you'll have water as long as you have water in the tank wherever you go. And this is water heater on propane, water heater on electric. Choice is yours there. And you have, this will tell you how full your batteries are, your fresh tank, your black tank, and your gray tank right here. Down here, this is where you run your awning in and out, your awning light switch, your step light to turn it on, which is out here. As far as the awning goes, when running the awning out, make sure you hold the out button when the awning gets out far enough. There's going to be a vinyl flap that's whole drops. That's the full extent. That's the fullest extent of your awning, so don't run it out any further than that. And make sure when you're running it back in, you're holding the down button to run it back in. You can roll an awning up backwards potentially, and it can damage it. Rule of thumb on an awning is if you think it's too windy for an awning, it's too windy for an awning, so don't even try it. Right here, you're going to have your light switches for inside. You're going to have your battery disconnect right here to turn it on and off. The only time you turn your battery disconnect off is if you're away from the RV and it's not plugged in. If the generator's running or you're plugged into shore power, it stays in the on position, especially when you're traveling with it driving on the road in the on position. This right here is your solar controller. Don't mess with it. Everything's already been preset. Thank you guys. See you next time.